Hello, everyone. Welcome to EUGE, an inside look at chasing a dream. I'm Eugene Kenny. We talk to stand-up comics here on our show. I've been a stand-up comic for a very long time. Sometimes you're going to see me looking over here to my right and not talking to my guest, but it's the one-man show. We do it all right here. One computer, one program. We talk to each other. Anyway, back to what we do here. I talk to stand-up comics. Some of the best stand-up comics I know are here in Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado's got a great scene. This is Denver, a great scene. Denver, Colorado's got a great comedy scene. I've been a stand-up comic now for almost 30 years. So, and you're like, why don't I know you? Good question. Good question, you know. But that happens. But anyway, my guest, Dave, pronounce your last name for me?
Newlon.
Newlon.
Yes.
I knew there was an L in there. Dave Newlon. Dave Newlon does did the Friday night showcase for us down at Ari's Tavern on this past Friday.
Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
You're very welcome. Thanks for doing the show. I appreciate it. I know, this is it's not, there's investment in your future here.
Yeah.
So I know that, your time's not cheap, but thank you for coming down and doing the show.
You bet.
I'm going to show you what Dave did. I'm going to show you a bit of his set after, in a little while, like we normally do after we have our conversation. But it's kind of odd because what I want to talk to Dave about is exactly what is on the tape. So you'll see later how it all works around. So Dave, I guess we'll start with question number one, the obvious one, man. Was that the stupidest call you ever saw at the end of the Super Bowl?
It was a great game.
Oh my God, it was a great game. It was a really great game. It was. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I haven't seen a Super Bowl that good in a long time.
I agree. It
was. But I'm not a big Pete Carroll fan, so.
Man, I came from down Southern California. So
I was down there a little while.
He's my king.
You like it, okay.
I'm sorry.
Big SC fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I've got family that are big SC fans.
Right.
But yeah, I'm a Nebraska fan. I lived 8 years in Nebraska.
Right.
Yeah.
So what did you think of that call at the end? That pass. I mean, how many? What did they? Those T-shirts. What did they call that guy? Bull.
I did not see the T-shirts.
Oh God, it'll come to me. Their running back. They Beast.
The
Beast mode.
Yeah.
How many Beast mode T-shirts did they sell? And then when it came down to, hey, this is what we do. We're down here at the thing. We're going to try to pass it to.
Yeah. Well, and you got to admit the guy that intercepted is a Butler.
Yeah.
What a story. And
a rookie.
And what he's been able to accomplish is.
But it just passed right to him. Passed it right to him.
Yeah.
It was a great move.
Yeah.
I mean, he saw the end coming around.
Absolutely.
And he outrun it. He ran. Right. It was great.
I wish it would have been the Broncos, but.
Let's
hope Peyton comes back and we have another good season.
Yeah, we can't have it all.
No, we can't.
It's odd that you're in Denver. You get to the point where you're starting to go, wow, are we always going to be almost there? Are we always going to be the guys who are, since John left, God. One time when they first started the fan, they have the football team come over and the fans come over and before the games and before the season starts and the fans meet them. They used to call it thing, but the first one they ever had, I was going to it, and a guy saw me walking up there with my girlfriend, and he said, "Yo, man, get over here." And I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he said, "Get in. The players going this side." I was like, all right, cool. So they thought I was a player. And so I went in there, and I signed some kid's little brochure, John Elway. So somewhere there's a John Elway signature out there.
That works.
That's actually mine.
Don't let him know that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't tell that story to millions of people or however many people.
There was something when the Broncos played at Mile High. It was just a different feeling. I've been to Invesco, but Mile High was.
So you've been here. You go way back in Denver? Or?
I've been here since '90.
Well,
since 1990. But I've been around. I lived in Nebraska for 8 years. I lived up in Fort Collins for 4 years, and out in California. I went back there after high school for about 4 years. So,
how did you get into stand-up? I mean, you do. I guess let me tell the people what he does. He does a thing called the what is it? The
Rodney Revival.
Rodney Revival, right. Which is a Dangerfield show.
Yep.
Which is you as Rodney Dangerfield.
Exactly.
But I believe, if I'm saying this right, if Rodney Dangerfield was still writing jokes.
Correct.
Because there's today's jokes.
Yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield done.
There's a lot of different aspects that allow it, that having that voice, having the voice, and actually looking like him. It's tough every morning you wake up and you look at the mirror and you think to yourself, "Oh no, I really do look like him." It's one of those things where it can be a blessing, but it can be a burden as well, because there's a lot of different aspects you can work with it. And I've done a commercial for the radio, I did a little Rodney voice on the radio.
You do a very good Rodney. I mean,
thank you.
I'm impressed. I mean, they're going to see it. They're going to be impressed with it. I mean, that's why I wanted to have you on the show.
Right on.
Like I said, you were at Ari's Tavern, and we try to have a bunch of people on that we don't know.
Right.
That's the thing at Ari's Tavern. And I had never seen you do a show.
Well, and that's I haven't been doing it long. I really seriously trying to find a way to make this new instead of just using his jokes. I want to make it a little bit different, but as I was saying, the different aspects of it are there's the voice itself, there's regular acting, there's a full-blown impersonator, or there's stand-up comedy.
Right. And
I have to tell you, from just the little bit of time I've been doing it, obviously stand-up comedy is the most challenging, but the funnest.
Do you do, is it a one character that you do?
Right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, have you done stand-up comedy as yourself? I mean, is
not.
Rodney just a character?
Rodney is just a character.
Rodney is your only character.
It is my only
and
character.
That's the persona you take on stage every time.
That's correct.
Okay, cool. Now, that's interesting to me, because that had to be, I don't know, challenging to start that here in Denver, because you're the first I've ever heard of. I mean, I know that exists, because when you were getting ready to do the show, people asked me what you did, and I told them, and they asked me, where's the market in that? And I'm like, there's a Vegas market, there's a Branson market, there's Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I mean, there's money out there to be made.
Nursing homes too.
Exactly right. I mean, however you want to do it. I mean, there's a career out there to be had.
Absolutely.
But how do you start that? I mean, you got to start just like every other comic, open mic, right?
Right, and that's you. When you're on Facebook, you have all these different people you get to watch. I did an open mic for 8 weeks at a place called X Saloon in South Denver, down Littleton or wherever that was. That's no longer there, but I mean the 8 weeks that they allowed me to do the open mic, I met some really nice comics, people that came in and were very supportive of the open mic. Gave me some insight on doing the improv part of it, and it was interesting. But overall, I want to make comedy work. I just don't quite know how to do it yet.
Right. Well,
There's a lot of figuring out to do.
You're dialing it in. I mean, if you've decided already that this is the direction that you want to go, if you want to go with this character,
right,
then you've got it. You got a good step forward on that, because
thanks.
I was very impressed with what you do as far as a character.
The one thing I was going to add is, I did it on and off. I've waited tables for years, and I used to wait on a bunch of Italians in North Denver.
Another career. There are those places in LA that
right. Yeah, absolutely.
Waiting for your
absolutely.
Table.
I don't want to wait tables the rest of my life.
I got you.
That's. But I used to wait on all the old Italians in North Denver. The Smaldone family would come in, and Checkers and Clyde and all those guys.
Right, okay.
And I would make jokes at at dinner, and they loved it.
You didn't just say some names that are going to get me shot.
Oh, no, I hope not. Most of them aren't around anymore, but they have relatives, But it was a blast being able to play around with Rodney. And then once I got into the sales, I got into furniture sales and stuff, and I got away from it. About a year and a half ago, I was with a friend, went to a concert. He heard me do a little Rodney, and he said, do a tribute. So from there, I've taken it to open mics and a few shows, and I'm not quite sure how it's going to end up, but I can tell you, like I said, the challenging part is writing new material,
right,
and thinking along the lines of Rodney. Right. Rodney was a fantastic comic, extremely well respected, and never had that in his life, And then all of a sudden he gets respect, with his shirt and tie in the Smithsonian, and the guy he is somebody that a lot of comics look at and say, "Wow, What a story.
Yeah. Dangerfield is amazing. I had no idea how big Dangerfield was until you hit Los Angeles. I mean, when I used to work the improv, you know, Dangerfield come walking in the door. I mean, everything stopped.
Yeah,
everything stopped, and he was one of the few people that didn't have to go through the crowd to get people. Said Dangerfield's here. People went and got him.
Yeah,
you know, and brought him in.
Yeah.
It's like, Dangerfield's coming. Okay, well, there you go. You know, and you know, he seemed. I can't say that I ever spoke to him, you know, face to face, but he seemed like a really nice guy. I mean, he was on a different level for me at the time, and still is. But I really liked him. What have you ever thought? You know, that have you ever had anyone say that you're not really doing your comedy? That you're not really
not yet.
Okay.
I'm sure. I guarantee you that there's people out there thinking along those lines. But like I said, there's different aspects to it that I haven't figured out yet. I know that when I get into something, I'm going to research it fully, and I'm going to understand all the different ways to make it financially a success and happiness in my life too. That's to me. That's the biggest thing. I want to be happy. So, and if I can do this and be happy, why not?
How long have you been on stage? I mean, with this character?
I did a minute at the Improv in August.
Well, no,
I mean, a minute at the Improv in August of 2013. And from there, I've done maybe 15 shows.
Really?
10, 15 shows.
And these have
a lot
been
of practice
mics
at home, talking
around.
to walls, you know.
Well, you flow in and out of the character really well. I mean, it's a well practiced, you know, thing for you. I mean, it's really, and
I wait tables. So waiting tables allows me to break into character with people every day, 20, 30, 40 times a day.
Oh, and that's an instant connection.
It is
for sure.
Absolutely.
Sure. Wow.
And from age groups to mid-20s all the way up into the 80s, people recognize that voice. And they recognize the mannerisms, and Rodney had a lot of great jokes. So.
Were you a Dangerfield fan, or did you just luckily?
Easy Money and Caddyshack to me are some of the best movies, two of the best comedies ever written, and he makes those movies.
Is just, oh my God!
Caddyshack is
Wow.
You talk to people from Australia and UK that have heard of that movie and know about Rodney.
Right.
It's amazing. He's an international symbol. So,
what do you think is in this truck down here? I'm being distracted by the screen.
I wish it was that nice out.
Oh God, no lie. This is not what it is. It really, you know, there's snow down there and people sliding around and hitting each other down there today. So it's a wishful version of Denver, Colorado. Before we go on, I guess I should say that we are sponsored by, let me bring them up here. We are sponsored by Ari's Tavern. Ari's Tavern is where we do the Friday night showcase. They are at 5686 Pecos Street here in Denver, Colorado, home of the world's famous Ari's Burger. Did you get something to eat while you were there?
I've had their burgers.
Yeah,
they're incredible.
It's a half-pound burger. It's good.
Yeah.
It's meat. So yeah, 5686 Pecos. Come on down and check them out. And we are also sponsored by, as I try to work my mouse on my jeans. Well, we are not going to be able to do that right now. What happened to my mouse? There it is. Okay. And so that's Ari's Tavern. And see the stuff you do when you're just a one-man show, dude? When you're just a one-man thing?
It's all good.
And that is Maria Navin Lassiter, Team Hernandez Real Estate. They are serving Denver and the surrounding areas. And if you move with them, then you're going to get a absolutely free, you buy, sell a house with them, you're going to get a free move. Her phone number is right there, 720-401-1889. And we really, really, really appreciate our sponsors. And that's
the worst part of doing buying a new house or renting a new place. When you buy, you have to move, and somebody's going to help you do it.
Yeah. What happened to my mouse now? Oh, there it is. So I know that there are people watching going, you're going to have to fix this. You're going to have to figure out how to do this better because that's not working for me. All right. So we really like Maria. Let's go And there she is. And that's back to us. Oh,
right.
Wow. Okay. Gonna have to figure out something quicker than that. Okay. So there we are. So let's say, what was it like your first time? You sucked it up. You're gonna go somewhere here, and what was you did the 8 weeks at your own place?
Yeah. Well, the first one was the 1 minute, and I swear it was the longest minute of my life.
Really? Did it go well, or?
It seemed to go well. I had some people ask me to do like a coffee shop downtown and a couple of things like that, but nerves. I've never experienced. I've spoken in front of people before, but when they expect you to be funny, it's a whole different ballgame.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
it's a whole different ballgame.
Oh yeah, I always tell people. I mean, it's not. This business is not about not being scared. This business. I should look at the camera. This business is about being scared and moving out there and doing it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, stepping through those curtains and pushing out your
jokes.
Yeah.
And the adrenaline goes. It flows. Once you get started, and the amount of practice that goes into watching somebody do a 20-minute, 30-minute, 40-minute set, you're impressed.
I'm going to step
all
out
said
of camera
and done.
here. You
okay?
Stay right there and keep talking.
When it's all said and done, you realize the amount of work that it takes to make that crowd interact with you, or to stay on track with your jokes. But that first minute seemed like the longest minute of my life.
Wow.
But from there, I did the open mic for 8 weeks, and like I said, it was a way to get in front of people. And it sure did take away a lot of the nervous twitches that I have. You know? Oh yeah, can't stand those. You know?
Where do you want to go with the Rodney Review?
Like I said, I'm game. An example would be, you never know who you're going to meet.
Oh
I met a gentleman at your show that was really interesting, that actually created a show on Discovery Channel. He happened to be at Aries that night. Waiting tables, I've met people that did the set for Parks and Recreation. And, you just never know who you're going to run into.
I'm going to get cut of that deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That'd be about $34.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and you can't be in it for the money.
Right.
I worked for money for years, and there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm a firm believer that you have to work hard to make money. But if you can do it and have fun doing it, why not?
Yeah.
People really appreciate that Rodney character, and I've had people with Alzheimer's who have just lit up like a light bulb when they heard that voice.
Right.
Yes, okay. And it's so there's a lot of different ways to be able to use it. The impersonator part seems like probably the most lucrative and most consistent. The Legends shows in Vegas and stuff, I definitely want to
do you do photos
make
at your shows?
I haven't done much, like I said, much of anything as far as portfolio or any of that, and I know there's a lot involved.
I should have told you to bring your outfit, man. We could have done a whole bunch of stuff right here.
Yeah, I'd love to. I would love to. It's I was just talking with a friend of mine. It's definitely having his jokes for the Legends show. You have to do Rodney's. Right. And that's where I'm saying with the stand-up comedy, being able to come up with new material is rough, but it's fun.
Now,
you get to test them on all the customers every day, you know.
Rodney's pretty famous. Can you do Rodney's jokes? Is Rodney copy?
You know what?
I don't know.
I looked up
just
last night, and I seen that there's some trademark all done by his last wife. My feeling on it is there's very few Rodney performers. The performers that are out there do a fairly good job, but I feel like I could do better. Okay. And I don't know any of the ramifications of just using his jokes. I don't go on stage and say, "Hey, I'm Rodney Dangerfield." I go on stage and say, "I'm the Rodney Revival." If we had all these impersonators that do Elvis and Frank Sinatra and Tina Turner and Liza Minnelli, if we said, "Okay, well, these people, if they're dead, why not? Why not keep them alive in that form?"
I immediately thought of that when you, when I saw your set, that it would be great to have Rodney come out after Dean Martin or or Frank Sinatra,
right?
In one of those shows,
right?
It would be because that's exactly how it happened.
Yeah, and his story's phenomenal, and I think people need to hear it. You write down goals when you first start all these things. One of them, I want to perform at Dangerfields in New York. That's one of my goals. It's a long-term goal, but I wrote it down, and I'll get there.
Well, dude, you should reach out to them pretty quickly.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. There's a lot of different avenues. Absolutely. Yeah. The other thing is starring a full-length feature movie about Rodney. That is one of them that I wrote down. And you know, if Joan Dangerfield is watching this, Joan, I think I can play the part. All you got to do is give me a chance, all right? Baldwin Entertainment. Whoever owns the rights, give me a call. Yeah. And that's the whole idea. If they
He's
see
good. You should do it. I wish my close-up camera was working today. Man, God, I don't know what's wrong with it, but anyway.
I do know that there's copyright issues surrounding all of his work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going up and saying, hey, I'm Rodney Dangerfield. So if they want to call and talk to me, I'll put them in touch with my lawyers. I don't have any lawyers. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't really think it would be a problem.
I hope not. You know, but then again, you don't see a lot of Rodney performers. Maybe she doesn't want anybody out there performing Rodney. I just have a hard time thinking when there's 4,000 Elvis impersonators in this country.
Right.
You know, where's the line drawn?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I don't
and I can see with the stand-up side of things, when I watch these comics get up and work jokes that they've been working on for 6 months and get them to a point where they feel like they're the best joke that they've ever written. That's important, and I think that's something that has to be given a lot of respect to. And I'm not out there to disrespect comics or disrespect Rodney. It's just a matter of if he were still here, what would he say? You know.
I'm sure he'd love it to death, right?
I hope so. I hope so. He met other impersonators, and he was fine with it. So we'll see what the outcome is. But yeah, the impersonator aspect has definitely got some potential.
Well, like I said, you were at the RH Tavern show
Mm-hmm.
the other day, and we are going to have a look at your set here. It was a. Are we going to have a look at your set?
Now you cut out the ones that didn't get any applause, right? Nothing like a little film editing.
Oh, it was great. It was a really nice set. They're gonna enjoy this. All right, this is this is Rodney. See, I was going to say this is Rodney.
Oh yeah,
this is Dave at the RH Tavern last Friday, and it was a great set. You'll enjoy it. The downside that we have here in the studio is that, I don't know what happened with some of the equipment today, is that we can't hear it, but you'll be able to hear it. So anyway,
excellent.
Yeah. So
give them a taste.
Enjoy that, y'all.
For the Rodney Revival.
All right, what a crowd, what a crowd. They do this to the rookies. All right. Welcome to Aries Tavern, all right? Give it up for Eugene Kenny. Oh, yeah. Oh, I tell you, that guy. I just found out a few months ago. He used to date my wife. Oh, yeah. And for those of you that think that size don't matter, well, you got another thing coming. Well, everybody doing okay tonight? I tell you, folks, I'm doing okay, too. You know, I'm doing okay now. But last week I was in rough shape. Well, last week I found out I was added to the TSA no-fly list. Oh, yeah, coming back from Vegas, I was subjected to a full-body cavity search. I tell you, though, it wasn't that bad. Oh, yeah, that's more action I've seen in 6 months. Oh, yeah, and I mentioned she was a female TSA agent. Oh, yeah, she strapped on those gloves, went about her business. I tell you, folks, I kept yelling at her, talk dirty to me, talk dirty to me. Oh, yeah, I can't wait for my next flight. All right. I tell you, I know what you guys are thinking. Turned on by the TSA. Oh, I tell you, I don't got no sex life anymore. Well, my wife and I, we got our clothes off. We can't quit laughing. Oh, yeah, my wife. We've tried everything. My wife has more fucking toys than my grandkids. Oh, yeah, folks. I tell you, she's always on her phone texting, you know, playing games. Well, I'm thinking about changing my name to iPhone. Maybe that way I'll get a little more attention. Oh, I tell you, it ain't easy. I tell you the whole story, folks, the whole fucking story, you know. I got it tough. I got a lot of problems. Oh, my biggest problem's my new doctor. Oh, yeah, I had to switch it up. You know, Obamacare made me get a new doctor. I got a new doctor. His name's Dr. Todd Sweeney. Oh, yeah, Dr. Todd Sweeney. The first time I went into his office, he made me nervous. He had me sit in a barber chair. Oh, yeah. He kept mumbling to himself. Are you sure you don't need a shave? I tell you, I left my doctor, went to my therapist. You know, it didn't get any better. I told her, I said, I'm feeling like shit. Everybody's treating me terrible. I'm feeling like a dog. She said, get off my couch. I tell you, folks, I tell you, I get no respect, you know? I get no respect at all. All right. I tell you, it's tough getting any respect when you're as ugly as I am, you know? I've known it for years. Why, when I was a baby, it started when I was a baby. My mom, she never breastfed me. She said she only liked me as a friend. My dad, he wasn't any better, you know? He made me sleep on the floor in the kitchen naked. Keep the roaches away, you know? Oh, my old man, he was terrible. I knew I was ugly. Everybody remember elementary school and picture day? Well, I do too. My old man hired a stand-in. I tell you, folks, it's tough being ugly. Oh, yeah, in high school, you know, they voted me most likely to masturbate. Oh, yeah, it doesn't get any easier when you get older. Oh, yeah, getting older, I took my dog into the vet the other day to get him fixed. Oh, yeah, they tried to cut my balls off. I tell you, folks, it's not easy, you know. I tell you, it's not easy being me. You're getting real quiet. I tell you, what a tough crowd. North Denver, tough crowd, huh? North Denver, right? I tell you, I asked my doctor once, I said, hey, what about a vasectomy? He said, with a face like yours, you don't need one. I tell you, folks, I tell you, it ain't easy being me. Yeah. I can remember my parents. You know, I used to ask my parents all the time, why don't we go to Disneyland? Why don't we do something fun, you know? They said, my old man told me, he said, Mickey Mouse died in a cancer experiment. Oh, yeah. They'd take us to places like Toadstool Park, you know, rock formations in the middle of nowhere, 100-degree heat, in the middle of summer, running out of water. Oh, I lost 2 siblings that day. I don't know about you folks, but I think they planned it. Oh, no laughing here. This isn't no laughing matter, folks. I tell you, I've got a lot of problems. I figured out the best way to solve these problems. I smoke a lot of weed. I don't know if anybody out there smokes weed. Anybody smoke weed? Oh, yeah, I tell you, I do too. It helps a lot. Helps me get through the day. I tell you, they got all these different kinds of marijuana now. You go into the stores, they got Willie Nelson. Well, the other day I bought some Dick Cheney. Well, I took that shit home and smoked it. I went hunting, shot somebody, and got away with it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a tough one, you know. I'm afraid to try the fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, no laughing matter here, you know. I tell you, folks, all these political campaigns, you know, they're already talking about 2016 in the presidential campaign. I tell you, I'm thinking about running for office next time around. Anybody for Rodney for president? Oh, I tell you, folks, I'm thinking about running for office. But you know, nowadays they want you to smoke crack, take pictures of your dick and text them to everybody. Oh, yeah. That's what they expect from you. Well, I tell you, I tried to take a picture of my dick. I couldn't get the camera to zoom in far enough. Oh, yeah, I'll leave you with one more, folks. I tell you, getting old is tough, you know. Getting old is a lot tougher than you think. You got to watch what you eat. Got to take your pills, you know. Well, the other day I took some Viagra with my prune juice. I didn't know if I was coming or going. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I tell you, there's some good stuff about it, too, you know. You got to hang out with your grandkids. Oh, yeah, hang out with my grandson a lot. Why, we even learned how to change diapers together. Oh, yeah. Well, you guys have been great. I hope you had a few laughs. All right?
Oh, we're back on.
Look up the Rodney Revival on Facebook, like my page. I'll see you around, all right?
Hey, that was you, man.
Thank you very much.
I love it. It's the best one so far.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
it was a really good set. I was
you.
really, really impressed with it. I was
Thank
like,
you.
wow, that was, yeah, it takes, yeah.
You know, I've done a few other open mics, and not that Aries is an open mic, but you get in those situations where you're 26th out of 38, and you know it hits 10:30, and an old guy like me can't stay up that late. You know, that's what it boils down to. You know, hey, wake that guy up. I think he's next. So it's actually nice to know when you're performing and in order and all that good stuff.
Right. I'm changing cameras here. Sorry. There, now we're back to right. I was like, wow. So it's a one-man. I'm telling
Back
you,
to
one-man
downtown.
operation. It's crazy. Wow, we flew. So that was Dave. Well, that was Rodney, or was that
The
Dave?
Rodney Revival.
That was Dave. The Rodney Revival at Ari's Tavern, and I hope you saw why I liked it so much. I keep talking to the monitor. I need to raise the monitor up there. So the things we learn as we do this.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know who I'm talking to or what I'm talking at. Help me out.
we are all over the world. We are all over the world. We are talking with Dave. Pronounce your last name again for me, Dave.
Newlon.
Dave Newlon. The Rodney
Revival.
Mm-hmm. Dave does God, I don't even know what it is. An impersonation or
we'll call it
tribute?
a crossbreed. A crossbreed between an old comic and new stuff.
Yeah. It is a tribute to Rodney,
Yeah.
but it's a tribute to Rodney that if Rodney kept writing, Rodney had written on. You know, it's not. I haven't seen him. I'm sure that you do some Rodney jokes. You do some Rodney stuff.
yeah. You know,
I'm sure that if you get requested, do some Rodney stuff. But what I saw, you saw, and it was like the new Rodney.
Yeah. I mean, I like I said, having fun with it. It's a unique voice that I think I can utilize in several different aspects. But looking like him is scary.
Right.
It's scary.
So is there family behind you, or?
Yeah. I'm married. I've been together with my wife for 19 years. Got 3 awesome daughters and a great son, and support from all different directions. It's a lot of fun. And like I said, you know, if you're not going to enjoy it, why do it?
Right.
So that's where
Now,
I'm at.
before you started doing Rodney on stage, did you do Rodney at home for your? I mean, have you been doing Rodney for 16 years?
I've been doing it. I like I said, I used to wait on these old Italians, and that was 24 years ago.
Wow.
So just playing with it though. I never did anything serious. It wasn't until a year and 5 months ago that I said, "Hey, let's try something." And it turned out, to me, everybody's been real supportive, and I had a lot of great people show up at the show on Friday night, and I hope that I can appeal to people with Rodney and without.
Now, how's it going to work for you? I mean, if someone, if the people in Vegas go, "Hey, we really like what you do, let's go." I mean, you're pretty much rooted.
I am. I have friends in Vegas too, so it's a matter of test the waters, I guess. I have a feeling that that's what they would do. They would want to. And I'm sure there would be interviews involved. There would be, how much material does this guy know? How much time can we give him on the stage? A lot of those I'll figure out as I go.
Now, how do you write? I mean, I guess you try to get into the Rodney, into his mindset.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you do that? What is that about?
I put on my white pants and my checkered shirt. Actually, he was notorious for sitting around in his bathrobe.
Really?
Else.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, and he wrote his jokes in his bathrobe.
Now, do you tell Rodney's story? I mean, do you know Rodney's history?
I'm still reading a lot, and like I said before, you have to, the research aspect of comedy, not just Rodney, but comedy. I had no idea, and I started looking into the older comics, and one of my favorites was Red Fox. It was awesome. Some of the older ones, like the guy from Oklahoma, Gene Tracy.
Oh,
do you know Gene Tracy?
No, I do not.
Oh, he was something else. But that's, my parents had these 8-track tapes of Gene Tracy, Truck Stop Number 19, or whatever it was, And we would take these 8-tracks and we'd go plug them in, and we felt like we were getting away with murder. And they never knew where they went. Yeah, we would listen to those over and over again.
I remember the truck stop
and
tapes,
the jokes were, definitely not politically correct.
Oh,
but somebody from Oklahoma like
phrase
that
didn't exist.
No,
there was no correct at all.
So watching those old comics, and then the different types of comedy, and Rodney was. I liked that he stayed away from race. He stayed away from politics, really. He stayed away from gender. And it was always the jokes led back to himself. If you can make fun of yourself, then why not? That's the fun part about it. I don't think I would be offended if people make jokes about me. I really don't care. It's I'm out there to make people laugh.
Right. Okay.
So the fun part of it is learning more and more about comedy, observational comedy, the different types. And as far as learning more about Rodney, yes, I'm as much information as I possibly can. I want to know. I'm reading his autobiography right now.
What is his autobiography called?
On
the spot.
Come on, man, on the spot.
spot.
A life of sex, drugs, and laughs. It's on my nightstand. The foreword actually is written by Jim Carrey, and not to get into great detail and stuff, but he was a supporter of all different types of comedy. Jim Carrey toured with him before he became famous.
Really?
Yes, and Jim Carrey toured with Rodney, and Jim Carrey brought his dad. He has some stories that you'll find on the internet.
So that's probably a lot why Jim Carrey is fearless.
Pretty much.
When he showed up fearless.
Yeah.
There was
and odd.
You have to be fearless to be that odd.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It wasn't him. You know
Right.
what I mean? Sometimes you find an odd character, but that's him off stage too.
Yeah.
Carrey was different.
Carrey was very different.
When he turned it on,
Yeah.
it was you didn't know where it was coming from, know what it was going to be,
Yeah.
but he was committed to it completely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Rodney was a big believer in Jim Carrey. He said, "Look, these people don't get you. Yeah. They don't get you, but I do, and what you're doing is great." Yeah. So eventually they did, and look where Carrey's career went.
Oh yeah.
So I'm learning a lot. Yes, there's a lot involved, and anything I've ever done, whether it's sales or even working at the restaurants, you have to know what you're doing.
Right.
And
you sound studied in this.
I'm trying.
That's good.
I'm trying.
That's good.
I watch you. I watch The Bear or any of these other guys.
Yeah, that's Chuck Roy,
Yeah.
local comic. I tell you the truth, man. I mean, the number one question I get from comics or from people that other than do you write your own material? The other than that is how do I get into this business? And I realized a few years back that I no longer had the answer to that question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have no idea how you get into comedy now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think, like I said, sometimes it's the right place at the right time, and the right person sees you.
But that's the reason why that's a lot of the reason why I do this show is because, I don't know how to get into comedy, but I can get a lot of people that are getting into comedy
Absolutely.
together,
and
let them tell each other how they're
And I
doing
can
it.
tell you from a beginning comic standpoint, you're helping foster other people into that field, and even little bits and little tidbits you pick up from everybody, just to be more confident on stage, make sure you project your voice.
Right.
These are all little things that when people tell you, you try and remember every time you get on stage. It's like going to swing a golf club.
Let's do a writing exercise.
All right, writing exercise.
Do an Ari's Tavern commercial.
Ari's Tavern has the great beer, has the great food, and the great comedy. Well, if you come down to 5686 Pecos Boulevard, you'll find the best staff and ice-cold beers and burgers to go with it. I don't know what the rhino is on there, but I'm sure going to go down and find out. Come on down to Ari's Tavern. Great food, live music. See you there.
That was beautiful. That was smooth as silk.
Well, I told you I did a commercial. I did a commercial on the radio for my friends that own the restaurant Toast down in Littleton, and they ran it on a local station, and a lot of fun to hear it.
Well, so our other sponsor doesn't feel left out.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. That's okay.
you know, the whole point is I would love to do a commercial for Aries, and I think there's if I knew a little bit more about each and every item in the restaurant, I could sell a couple of things that it would help with the sales. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun to be able to go into character right away.
You should do that.
Yeah. Okay. Team Hernandez Real Estate. Well, I tell you, when I was getting ready to move, I called Maria Navin Lassiter. Navin.
Do it
Maria.
again.
Okay. I called Maria Navin Lassiter. Team Hernandez Real Estate served me well. If you call them at 720-401-1889, she will help you sell or buy your home. And you can avoid the whole moving process because your move will be free. Give her a call, 720-401-1889.
That is so cool. Dangerfield,
you know, when I did the commercial before, I wondered how many takes it was going to be. But as I did my first voice into the microphone, I thought, wow, this is cool. It's even got a little ring around it.
Right.
You know, I feel like I'm in WTO back in the day. And I started talking into it, and I felt, this isn't Rodney. I don't have the voice. This isn't working. So I started grabbing my necktie. And I started thinking, okay, Maria Navin Lassiter, we're going to sell real estate. And that's, you get into that mode, and once you start doing the movements, you become that person. I've seen a lot of great impersonators, and that's their key, is if you're going to be that person, you better do it often.
Now, I guess the impersonator business, that's a circuit, I guess, isn't it? I mean, it's similar to the comedy circuit?
I don't know. I don't have an agent.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, a lot of it is I'm going to send
just
stuff out there.
To me that you're this good.
See what happens.
And you don't have any people.
Yeah, no people. You're my people, Eugene.
You need people.
Yeah, I need people. I tell you, an entourage. That would be nice.
Exactly. You need some people. I mean, get this guy some people. There's people.
All right.
Come on. Jesus Christ. Don't you hear this? This is Rodney.
Well, we're working on it. To be set and in place and not be too overwhelmed with what's going on is one of the goals too. I want to make sure that I can keep everything in check and know what the next step's going to be. Yeah. I try and map it out, but as you know, you could get a phone call from anybody anywhere, and hey, it's time to do it.
This business, I mean, is an odd business. I mean, if you're on the road as a comic, this business is, some of the greatest moments of your entire life.
Right.
Followed by an empty hotel room and nobody to tell it.
I've heard that. I've heard that from other comics.
Yeah, I mean,
and I hear it from you. It's the same thing.
It's an amazing feeling when you're up there.
Yeah.
But then, you're 30 minutes down. You still got that adrenaline.
Yeah.
You're in a town you don't know anybody.
Yep.
You got, usually the condo is not the best part of town.
Right.
You really want to hover outside a whole lot. So it's that kind of business. So it's an interesting
It's
life.
not as though you're going to walk into Vegas and play the MGM Grand Ballroom,
But then again, this business is one of those businesses that come at you just that quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be somebody saw this, somebody saw that.
Absolutely.
Give them a call. Hey, you sound good.
Absolutely.
And 3 weeks from whenever the first thing happened, they could say, sign here, and all your problems go away.
Yeah, or sign here and we'll see you in court 10 years
right,
from
exactly.
now.
Yeah. Usually it's sign here, and we'll take everything off the first album.
Your soul is first. You're going to get success, but your soul's got to go.
It's like, we'll take everything off the first album, and then if there's anything left on the second album, you can have some money then. But that's the business.
And like I said, the research part of it, when you're researching comedy, you got to research the aspect of the finances, and to know that you have an agent that's working in your favor, to know you have an agency that's going to book you and get you into different gigs, and there's a lot to be said. There's a lot of contracts and stuff out there, and I don't know anything about them, so come take advantage of me. The quicker I learn about it, the better off I'm going to be. So research.
I got you. Okay, so now we're going to do another game that we call
I like games.
Pop a Caption. and it's just like it sounds.
Am I looking there? Am I looking there?
You're going to look right here.
Right here. All right.
You're going to come up, and we're going to throw some captions at them.
All right. Kind of like my psychiatrist. What does this shape mean?
What is this?
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Man.
Holy Emersons. Well, I wish I was a mountain goat climbing with her, you know. Actually, wow, what a scene.
This was a crazy Saturday morning, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's not El Capitan, but I guess it's got some spots to put your hands there.
Your Grand Tetons in the back there. That's
Beautiful. Now let's do a commercial for the mountains. Oh, yes. Ooh. Wow, the last time I seen that, I was taking something that wasn't supposed to be taken.
It looks like she's pooping.
Oh, Rodney had a joke about that, you know?
About what?
Oh, yeah, this here, the ice skating. I used to ask my old man if we go ice skating. He said, wait till it warms up. Oh, yeah. But, oh, yeah, let's go ice skating.
I don't know what that is.
Oh.
Hey, you saw this? Did you see the Super Bowl?
I did
Katy
see
Perry.
everybody in the house is going crazy.
That was the best Super Bowl halftime show I've ever seen, and I'm 50-something years old. I've seen a bunch.
Yeah,
I've
you
seen a
got
bunch.
to admit it.
I mean,
you know what's crazy is to see all the cameras that are sitting up there taking pictures of everybody.
Yeah,
That's
it's crazy.
everybody's
Right?
on their phones. It's like, enjoy that moment.
Right.
Enjoy the moment. You're there.
Well,
Enjoy it.
I used to say that, man, but now
You film everything.
I just feel old. You know, because
are those Google glasses?
Yeah, they're like, exactly.
Wait a second.
Enjoy the moment, but I'm with the kids now. I'm like, I got to prove I was here.
Yeah. Could you imagine Woodstock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God,
Everybody
right.
with their cameras.
Yeah, exactly. Now, when you tell somebody you was at Woodstock, I mean, if you were there, I'm sure
You got
a
a
lot
picture?
of people go, yeah, everybody was at Woodstock. You know what I mean? But now the kids can go, yeah, I was at the Super Bowl with Katy Perry, you know,
Right.
and then throw up a
Exactly.
There's a stage in the back. But a lot of them now are just green screens.
Yeah.
Like we run the show.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, and how much of that? I love the halftime show too.
It was great.
It was a good
I
show.
really enjoyed it. Can't go wrong with Katy Perry, that's for sure.
Okay,
Is that
what
bird
can we
poop?
do with this?
What is that?
Oh man, yeah, that's a heck of an umbrella. I don't know if it can cover that whole head.
Dude.
Oh yeah, it's not big enough.
That's supposed to be my umbrella, not your umbrella. What do you do?
He's looking up to see if the missile's coming. Is that a red flag next to the American flag? Oh no, the officer looks nervous.
I think it's a Canadian.
Oh man, it's a Canadian flag. It looks like the sickle. Oh yeah, you're probably right. Forget about me in politics, right?
I might be wrong. I don't know. I just keep cracking up. You doing it? Hey, what is that? A dwarf? Is it? What is that? What is in there?
It's a giant amoeba, and it's attacking this poor girl.
Nobody's helping this poor
Nobody's
girl.
helping her. She needs help. Oh, maybe she's seeing something we don't want to know about.
Yeah. Well,
Look at that road.
That's kind of sad now when I look at it.
I didn't catch all the commercials. The nationwide stuff.
Oh, did you? You didn't see
It was sad.
Yeah.
What was sad about it?
The Super Bowl commercials were there was one. The one about domestic violence. Dude, I got to tape. There was a girl. It shows a kitchen. It's just panning around a kitchen that is like unkept and just a regular kitchen, an old one. But it's a lady calls and she said, I'd like to order pizza. And the guy says, this is 911. And she said, yes, I'd like pepperonis. And he said, ma'am, this is 911. Do you know this is 911? And she said, yes. And he said, and you can't talk? And she said, yes.
Wow.
It was strong.
Yeah.
I couldn't look away.
There's no place in this world for that kind of stuff. Really isn't.
And it was like.
So that was the commercial that upset everybody?
Well, I don't know.
Was there something about Nationwide in there? I don't know.
I don't know what happened to Nation, but that was the one that was the saddest one for me. That one was one, and I don't know why GoDaddy pulled out. I mean, if you're going to do a domestic violence video, you can definitely sell a puppy.
Well, I don't know. Their sponsor. I went to the Indy 500 one year, and I got to see Danica race.
Really?
Yeah, that's the year she got out of the car and tried to beat up that other driver.
Really? Got a picture?
I do. I was right there. Look at her walk over. She's gonna hit him. It was great, but that's why they didn't do it, because there's probably some issues of domestic violence.
Okay.
You know, Danica wanted to beat somebody.
That was just,
all right, next picture. Oh,
is that?
boy.
All right, there's the,
Oh, I love fatherhood.
God, doesn't he look pissed off?
Oh, yeah, he does.
What is it?
I told you to bring the Ford, not the Range Rover. Everybody else so stuffy behind him, you know?
He was like, what the hell?
You think he'd get sick of pictures?
Yeah, and look at all those pictures. Look at all those people.
Everybody.
I was here. I
Taking
was
pictures.
here. I was here.
Oh, man. Hi, Putin. Is that Putin over there?
Putin.
Oh, he's loving this,
Dude,
isn't he?
Look at the guy to the right. The guy to the right, and he can't get enough.
And it says on her back, what?
I don't know. Is that Russian?
I have no idea.
I don't know, but...
So how did this lady get that close to these people?
Mm-hmm.
These are
obviously she showed him her
Chancellor.
tits.
Yeah.
they showed her on through. Come on, man. You need to be...
Oh, man. Oh. I just love that look on Putin's face.
Yeah.
You know? Man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those in 10 years.
And she looks like kind of young. Looks like this, you know, there wouldn't be any sag to those.
Is that for the, what is the band that they put in prison?
Pussy Riot?
Pussy Riot, is that it? Maybe they were protesting that. I don't know.
Is that TD Riot?
I don't know. They've really got a lot of protesting going on over there, that's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, rightfully so. Oh, no.
Dude, where's my car?
Yeah. I don't know where he's at, but he made a wrong turn somewhere. Yeah. You got a shovel, and then you got your wife in the car driving, or what? I can't figure that one out.
Dusting my ass? What is this? Oh, my God.
They only said 2 inches. Ugh. You know, I'm going to take out the weather reporter for sure.
Oh, man. Dude, he's just getting started. He got a long way to go. Oh, there's a theme here. Snow stairs. What is this?
Snow stairs?
Is that what that is?
I'm waiting for the guy to come down on his snowboard, riding the rails, taking people out. You know, maybe it's a video game.
That's what I was thinking. This has to be somewhere outside of the United States, because even in the United States, someone would be either butt sliding that rail,
right,
or snowboarding that rail. But no one would let that rail go.
No, it would be you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Jags, and nobody's on it.
It's definitely got to be a foreign country.
Yeah,
because they usually pull us fat Americans up, right?
Exactly.
You know, sit in the chair, boss. We'll get you to the top of that hill in no time.
God. That's sad. That's sad.
It is
let
sad.
That rail go like that.
It is sad. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God, and we're back to this.
Back to the Tetons. Right. Yeah.
That was all right.
That was all right. That was fun. A lot better than with the psychiatrist, you know.
And the psychiatrist?
They show me stickman, and I get nervous, you know. Oh yeah. What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not sure. But, wow. All right, man. Man, I wish we had. I'm gonna have to dial this in and get you back to get the up, because your face is you're so spot on, and I don't know if it's translating to the people out, you know, with the shot that we have.
You know, it helps when I do this, and if I do this, then I can't see you very well.
Yeah.
I'm
the same way. I'm exactly the same way.
But that's okay. When I get up on stage, it actually helps relieve me a little bit, because I can look at him and think, oh, if you're not laughing, that's fine. You're blurry anyway.
Yeah. I never wear the glasses on stage anyway, because I can see past a certain point. I can see fine, you know, the crowd, whatnot, you know. So, and I'm so vain, I don't want to wear them on stage, but I wear them on the show because, you know, I have to do stuff.
Right.
And when I have to do stuff,
yeah,
it helps. It helps to be able to see. You know?
Well, and being able to read on stage. Oh, wait a minute, you're not supposed to do that.
Exactly. I was going to say, what do you get ready to say here?
Well, I'll let you know that you're the first show that I've ever made it through without pulling out a piece of paper.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I did one Tuesday.
You mean the one at Ari's Tavern?
Ari's Tavern. Yeah, that was, like I said, it was definitely one of my. I felt more comfortable there than I felt.
You definitely did. I mean, you went on stage to an ovation. People were there. You know, they wanted to see what you were getting ready to do.
Yeah.
So that was. I was.
He was a pro. He would walk up and he would get 30 seconds just with ovation.
Yeah.
Just moving around and doing his thing.
Just to say, we love you, Rod.
Absolutely, and just that moment of having to get through, being able to get through the set, and not having to look at a piece of paper or find yourself. You know that the flow's there. You know you've practiced enough, and now it's time to add 3 or 4 more minutes.
Right.
So, and that's kind of where I'm at. You know, piece by piece. I've talked to these guys, people like you that have been in the business, and you start with 2, you go to 5, you go to 10.
You've been at it. I always have the people that have been at it for just a minute. You've been at it for an hour, you know, for a little bit now. Look right there. Usually this is my close-up shot. Damn it, I got to fix that. Look right there, and if you had a little piece of advice, I know people go, I don't know, I'm just starting out. I got no advice. But you started out. What if you got a little advice for someone sitting right there wanting to do what you do, wanting to come out? What would you say?
Create a character, or
well, in general, create a character, do comedy, starting here in Denver, anywhere. What if you had 1 minute to give them a piece of advice? What would you say to them?
I would say the first thing you need to do is attend some open mics. Go watch the comics. That was some of the best way to figure out how I wanted to approach it. But watching the other comics was a key, and not taking their material, but watching them, how they worked with the crowd and stuff. The other thing would be is project your voice. Make sure people understand the words you're saying. I've seen comics get up there and they get halfway through a joke, they've lost the customer, they've lost the crowd,
Which is the customer.
and it's halfway through the joke. So the last half of the joke is not going to matter to that person that missed the first half.
Right.
So try and be as pronounced as you can and make sure that they understand your words. That's huge. Getting over the spotlight in your face, I have no advice for that, because that's just like a deer in a headlight.
You just got to work that out.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But get out there. And you know what? I went with a person to an open mic on Tuesday of last week, and that's exactly what I told him. I said, just get up and do it. He was one of the last comics to go, and he had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Did 3 minutes, and he was happy.
Somebody that's watching this tonight or on YouTube or watching this and want to get a hold of you, do you have a page? I mean,
Go to the Rodney Revival on Facebook. Just type in the Rodney Revival or Dave Newlon, Newlon. You can find me at either one of those. Otherwise, I'm really leery about giving out my phone number. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you can find me there.
Okay.
The Rodney Revival on Facebook is the best way to find me.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Like I said, I talk to, this is all me. I tell everybody, it's all my stuff. I can talk to anybody I want to.
Glad
Yeah,
to be offered the chance to be here.
Dude, I appreciate you coming.
Right
I
on.
really do. I really wanted to talk to you from the second 2 minutes into your set. I knew I wanted to talk to you on this show.
Right on.
I wanted to get to know you. And I want to see you do some more stuff.
I hope so. I'd love to go back, and I'd like to do a set with just Rodney jokes.
Okay.
Just go up and do
Right.
5 minutes of good old Rodney material, because regardless, those jokes are old,
Yeah.
but man, they always kill it.
Yeah.
So thanks for having me.
All right. Dave, it's been a good time, buddy.
Thank you, Eugene.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. All right. That's been EUGE, an inside look at chasing a dream. He's been Dave Newlon. I've been Eugene Kenny. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye.